The global south is under attack, and the global south is not prepared for what is coming its way. The global south was grouping and coming together, uniting under the umbrella of BRICS, and the global north obviously definitely felt threatened, and they were threatening to take economic actions. But I think what the global south did not realize is the military action possibility that the global north is willing to use in order to force and weaken the global south. With the recent attacks on Iran, which came at the perfect time when Russia is busy engaged or in a war on a different front, so it simply means the global north realized, or the West and its allies realize, that okay, this is the perfect time to attack Iran because Russia is busy and is kept focused on Ukraine. Russia will not be able to assist Iran in defending itself or fighting back. The most powerful countries within the global south is obviously China and Russia, and now that Russia is engaged on a different front, the West realized that if they attack Iran on the other side, Russia won't be able to come to assist and help in a meaningful way. We have heard over and over of the possibility of a war between China and the Western allies over Taiwan, and China on the other side. It cannot really help, and because we all know China is very hesitant to engage in wars, especially if it's not directly involved. It always wants to help with military support, which has in some senses not really of great quality. The effectiveness of those weapons are also still under question because they are not really battle tested, and China is definitely not willing to get involved in a military confrontation, especially if it's not involving its own country. So that alliance of the global south is not as strong as the alliance of the global north, because the global north is willing to take action if one of their allies is attacked or is under threat. But the global south is not really that united, and it's not really that developed because majority of the countries in this global south are really weak. I mean, we're talking about African countries which can't help with anything at all in terms of modern warfare. They are underdeveloped. They don't have anything at all. The majority of all these other countries also in the umbrella of BRICS or any other alliances within the global south cannot really effectively help. So the global north, the West and its allies are busy attacking these most powerful countries within the global south, including Russia, China, and Iran. In some sense, it is actually a powerful country in terms of military, or it was perceived to be a threat in that sense. So they are trying their best to attack those countries in order to weaken them on different fronts so that they do not unite and fight together. As compared to the global north, they unite and fight together. So really the global south is under threat, and it's getting destroyed and getting weakened and weakened. Or that we thought that the global order is going to be rewritten and be changed, and then we're going to have a multipolar world. It seems like it's falling apart very quickly, and because the global south did not really prepare. And what is happening today is very risky. It's very dangerous because all these treaties, all these agreements, all the beliefs that the whole world had, and the rule of law and all that, international law and all that, that the whole world had, we thought we would never fight. And in this day and age, war is not safe because of nuclear weapons and stuff like that. It seems like all that is falling apart, and the world is becoming a very dangerous place. As soon as the spirit and the ideology of resolving conflicts with war kicks in, and the rest of the world and all these treaties fall apart, and people stop being hesitant of attacking each other in fear of the use of nuclear weapons and all that. As soon as that falls apart, because other countries are attacking each other and stuff like this, it becomes very difficult, because everybody else who has any type of conflict between themselves, they will end up resulting in resolving them using military action. So in that sense, the world as we knew it is gone. It will never be the same. And that little hope that we had of the global south rising and challenging the hegemony of the United States of America, the West and its allies, that hope is dying out very quickly. Because if you really want to look at it very closely, these countries are not really united in the global south. If you look in that sense, China is definitely not willing to participate in any war which it is not directly involved. We do not know how it looks like when it's actually involved in the war, but and Russia itself, yes, is the one of the strongest military powers within the global south, but it's only Russia that is the only challenge. It alone, it cannot stand against the global north. I honestly don't believe and think that Russia has the capability and the capacity to stand against all NATO countries. I think that is going to be a very, very difficult war for Russia to fight. I don't think they can really, really win that one. I'm sure they also know it. That's why they try to avoid any type of escalation in that direction. But it is already happening. I think whether it was a planned one or not planned, I think the global north knew it. They wanted to weaken Russia in that sense from that front, and they just use the Ukraine war as a way to weaken Russia and the global south. So the global south might be falling apart very, very quickly.